Hi there, my name is Art, and I'm here to talk to you about a business opportunity. This is one of my tabloids, the Discount Clipper. I print newspapers and magazines, and I've been doing so since 2009. And this is my first paper, black and white, the church paper. And I've been making $100,000 a year consistently for the last few years, printing a variety of newspapers, magazines, whatever I print, I make money. Everything that goes into my papers is profit. It's all advertising. There is nothing in the paper that I don't make money on. Advertising, advertising, advertising. And it was really easy. And since I'm doing this for so many years now and so successfully, I took it upon myself to teach others to do the same thing as me. Basically, this business revolves around something known as targeted advertising. Targeted advertising has been around for 100 years. What that means is you send your advertising media, whether it's a newspaper, a billboard, a radio commercial, a television, you direct your advertising media toward the customers most likely to respond to the businesses in the same proximity. In other words, it's similar to a Valpak. What happens with Valpak, not that anything different happens with the Coffee News or happens with the Clipper magazine, it's all the same thing, or the Red Plum. The idea, these businesses, these magazine franchises are all based on targeted advertising. And what happens is you're sending your advertising, whether it's a newspaper, a magazine, a bunch of little pieces of paper like Valpak, you're sending it to a particular zip code. Then you're visiting the businesses in that zip code and selling them advertising. That's why it's targeted advertising, because the businesses in that zip code are most interested in reaching the homeowners that are surrounding their business, because these are the most likely customers to come into their business and spend money. And this is what I did in North Carolina. And I was able to do it for a fraction of the cost of all my competitors. And while I was doing it, that's my wife in the photograph. Don't get no ideas. While I was doing it, I was taking everyone's business. Whatever newspaper the customers were advertising in, or the Valpak, or the Coffee News, I chased all the other medias out of town. And because I was so cheap, but what's most important is I was so cheap and I was still making a fortune. Because even though I was charging a penny a house for a full color ad, I was still making a fortune because I wasn't paying any advertising royals. This was my gimmick. Your ad, full color, delivered to all the homes surrounding your business for a penny. Who can't sell that? When you go to Vistaprint and you buy, I was mailing 10,000. So this ad was costing my customers $100. I was mailing 10,000 papers to 10,000 homes, and that's a penny a house. So there wasn't one customer I couldn't get for $100 to give them a color ad like this, deliver it to 100 homes. I mean, yeah, I sold most of them bigger ads, don't get me wrong, but that was my my opening paragraph. Nobody could compete with me, and everybody signed on to advertise. And because I didn't buy a franchise, I get the papers printed, 12 pages, all color, for under 10 cents. And I help my students do the same thing. I send my students to my printer. My printer will print a 12-page, all-color newspaper for under 10 cents. And then you add your mailing costs on, which is the bulk mailing cost. But anyhow, the idea is that when you mail and print 10,000 all-color 12-page newspapers, it costs under $3,000. And with 12 pages, you're going to take in $10,000, just like me. I mean, there was a point where I had more pages. I got lazy. And often, the people that I teach this business to, some of them wind up with 48-page newspapers because they're in much better locations than I was. I was doing my paper in rural North Carolina. I had to travel a 30-mile radius in order to reach a total of 20,000 homes. And there were no businesses there. It was just a bunch of retired people like myself who were in these brand new communities. So we had some restaurants there because we would go out to eat. And we also had Walmarts. We had a Walmart in 10 miles in one direction and another one in 12 miles in the other direction. And then I would pick the papers up from the printer, and this is what they look like when I would pick them up. There's 8,000 papers in the trunk, another 2,000 in the back seat. I could have easily fit 20,000 into my car. This is what the papers look like when I bring them into the post office, and this is what some of the post office receipts look like from the bulk mailing division. And when I sold the advertising, I would go into the business and I would have the maps, the postal receipts. I would have everything showing that business owner that I know what I'm doing and I'm going to get his paper delivered. So I had no problem signing everyone up even from the beginning. And like I say, nobody could sell at my price because I didn't have to pay for any graphic designers. I did the graphics myself. I did the printing myself, as close as you could get to a $6 million printing press. I mean, I didn't own it, but I was dealing directly with the printer. And since I've been helping people get started in this business, they are in the same boat as me. They're doing their own graphics, because that's one of the things I teach them. They're doing their own printer. They're working with my printer or one of my other associated printers, you know, close to their location. But they're buying everything at the rock bottom price. They're not paying out any money, no royalties, no franchise fees, and no startup costs. Because when you get started, after I've trained you, you know how to operate this business, and you know what you're going to be doing. And when you visit the businesses, they're going to sign up and they're going to give you a 50% deposit. The other 50% you get after you mail the papers and you go back to the business, you show them the paper with his ad in it, you show them the postal receipt, and you get your money. But the idea is they will sign up. You will be credible once you learn this business. And if I teach it to you, you will be credible. I've been teaching people this business since 2009. And yeah, this is a system. Wow. But it's not a click, make money as your sleeping system. It's not like all the systems that are at the bottom of the my YouTube videos. I got a couple of hundred on one of them. Make money here, make money there. You know, there is no easy money. This business, you have to work. You have to visit the businesses and tell them what you're going to be doing. Once you tell them what you're going to be doing, they will sign on. And you'll have to collect their checks. You'll have to go back and collect their balances. You know, you will do a lot of the work at the computer. And if you go on my website, you'll see 11 videotapes. A complete tutorial telling you how to do this business from beginning to end. How I sold every advertiser I visited. I talk about the printing and the mailing costs. I talk about everything there is working from home. Yeah, you will do a lot of work from home. You'll be selling tradespeople on the Craigslist. You'll be selling people via email by sending out your flyer to other businesses that are just in the yellow pages. But you're still going to have to go out and visit the businesses because you will not fill up a paper just from the computer. But you will do a lot of work from home. And this system is proven, like I said, proven over the decades with Valpak and Coffee News and Clipper Magazine and the Red Plum and 25 other independent publishers, as well as 200 franchises, Natural Awakenings, Home and Land, Auto Trader. The list of magazine and newspaper franchises goes on and on and on. And that's basically it. I can put you into the newspaper advertising business without purchasing a franchise. If you call me up, I will look into your demographics. I will check your zip code, and I will make sure you have enough homes and businesses to operate this business in your particular zip code. Not everybody does. If you're living in the bayou with all the alligators, maybe there's not enough homes and businesses there to pull this off. So I'll look into that. And I'll help you to develop a business plan, all for free. It's all for free. And the tutorials on my website, they're all for free. And then I'm here if you need me. If you want me to help you and train you, I could supply you with the same software I've been using. I could hook you up with my printers. I could teach you the bulk mailing procedures. I could teach you the graphic arts. I could teach you how to lay the paper out. My students, I teach them everything from A to Z. Sometimes I have to teach them to copy and paste. That's a real hassle. A lot of them, they know that much at least, but sometimes I'm really teaching my students everything. Sometimes they can't find the software after I send it to them. They download it, but then they can't find it. I have to turn your Skype at your computer. I have to find the software for them. But all my students, they find the software, and then I lead them to the promised land, and they start their own businesses. Since I came out with my own sample paper, specially designed just to sell samples, just to sell advertising, I have not had a student who has gone out to sell and has not succeeded. Before, only 7 out of 10 succeeded because they were going out with my paper, which had North and South Carolina businesses in it, and there was no promotion in it. This one has promotion every other page. It's got your sales pitches built in. As you're turning the page, you could see, and you'll see all this if you go to the website. There's a whole video dedicated just to show you the sample paper and where the sales pitches are and how they work. There's another video dedicated just to show you how every single business I went to signed on. And this business is great because it's a one person, one man, one person. The women love this business and they do great. It's a one person, all cash business. There's no credit here. You get your deposit before you go to print. The minute you come back with the paper, you get your balance. It's an all cash, one person business selling to other businesses. What could be better than that? What do you want to sell to people down the street who have no money, that their credit card, their limit is going to end? It's so great to sell to the jewelry store and the restaurant and the Golden Corral and the Burger King, and to sell to these businesses that have money and have to pay their bills. It's costing them thousands of dollars to open their door every day. They're serious. They're legitimate about staying in business. And what they're most interested in is paying their bills. And the way they pay their bills is by getting customers in their door. And you can bring the customers in their door cheaper than anyone else. Nobody can do it for a penny, and nobody can make money doing it. Only you, because you're working from your house. You're designing the graphics and making the ads yourself. You're working with the right type of specialized printer, and you're buying your 12-page newspaper for under 10 cents. You know, you could go to Staples, and an 8.5 by 11. This is an 8.5 by 11. It's smaller than the newspaper. An 8.5 by 11 in color is 59 cents. So if you got 12 of these, that's $7. But I can get you a 12-page all-color newspaper printed for under 10 cents. I'm even associated with one printer in Idaho. This guy is 8.5 cents for 12 pages. If you call me up, I'll check on your zip code. If you visit my website, you will learn about the only legitimate business opportunity that I've ever seen out there. I mean, I'm not searching all the time, but every time I see people putting things on my website and on the YouTube along with my videos, they're all nonsense, you know. Systems sell on eBay and ClickBank and Bitcoin, you name it, anything they can think of. I mean, make money while you're sleeping, make money while you're dreaming, you know. This business is real. This business is for real entrepreneurs. It's a legitimate business. It's a proven business. I was successful and I was working in North Carolina. Now I'm back in New York. I sold my paper to one of my neighbors and moved back to New York. I had a house here. My kids were going to college. And meanwhile, I've gotten so busy lately training students to do this business that I don't have time to do a paper anymore in New York. I was retired when I went to the Carolinas, so I was doing the paper. But now I got so busy teaching students to do this paper. If you decide you want to work with me and I'm busy, just wait, because students are finishing all the time, and then I take new ones on. But don't be a stranger. Visit funnewsfranchise.com. My name is Art. You're calling me at my home. If I don't help you and you're not satisfied, you're going to call and wake me up at night. And I've trained well over 300 students so far, and nobody wakes me up at night. So that's a great thing. I could sleep. And when I talk to you, I will qualify you. If you don't speak good English, if you're working 50 hours a week, you can't do this business. You don't have time to do it. So I qualify the people that make inquiries off me, because before I even started my own paper, I was retired. I don't need your money. I started to give back. My first paper, as I mentioned, was the church paper. So I was giving back to the community. I was supporting it. I was losing money on it. I wasn't selling advertising, and I was glad to do so. But since then, I turned it into a commercial enterprise, and I made money, and now I'm teaching people to do the same thing. And so don't be a stranger. Visit the website, Fun News Franchise. There's a playlist that if you click on that category, you'll see all 11 videos, one after the other. Yeah, it might be a couple of hours when you add them all together. But, you know, Coffee News, it's a $15,000 franchise. It's one piece of paper, And when you sign on for that franchise, you have to go to Maine to a college and stay there for a week. So if you spend a couple of hours getting the details on this business, it's just part of your due diligence. And the more you study my website, and the more you watch my videotapes, and the more you learn how I sold every business I approached, the easier it'll be for me to make you successful. And that's my goal. If you want a turnkey home business without any startup costs that you can make $100,000 a year plus, then get in touch with me. Fun News Franchise. My name is Art. Don't be afraid to send me an email or to give me a call. And I'll be looking forward to talking to you and maybe working with you and helping you. Thank you for your time today. Bye-bye.